Welcome to Investors Insights. Our topic today, your investments in global uncertainty. Gentlemen, I think I could throw out countries like Syria, Russia, North Korea, Egypt. Sweden had an event. Plus we have a lot of politics internationally going on. I had meetings with China this past week. And then there's politics in our own country. And then let me not forget Janet Yellen, as chairwoman of the Fed, brought up the fact that she thought the market was overvalued, had gone too high. For my career, the last time I had a Fed chairman say that was Greenspan in 1995, who said we were experiencing irrational exuberance, only to have the market continue to climb for the next 4 years.
Just a shade early.
Just a shade early. Calling it just a little bit. So on that note, in our meeting this morning, several points were made. Trey, talk about global uncertainty.
Yeah, so last week's market was surprisingly resilient. So we had the attacks on Syria, we had a terrorist attack in Sweden. These big geopolitical events, we had the U.S. Fed, the head of the Fed coming out hawkish, not very accommodative. We had the House Speaker saying that it's going to be slow going to get anything passed. We had bad jobs numbers. A lot of bad news came out last week, and yet the market was relatively flat.
Sure.
Seems like the U.S. markets and U.S. portfolios or investments are holding up very well in the face of some pretty nasty global and domestic events.
So, and that's one reason we titled this Your Portfolio in Global Uncertainty. It's not only all the news that's hitting about around the globe, but then there's also news in regards to within our country. And for our investors that are watching, that news hits and it creates uncertainty. It may cause volatility in the market. But Bobby, talk about what was happening here in our country.
Yeah, Friday we had a less than stellar jobs report. And so digging into the jobs report, why it was so weak, a lot of that had to do with retailers for the third straight month laying off more than 30,000 people. Right. And so the question now is, this is a bad trend. Who's going to hire these people? Is it the construction? Is it manufacturing, which is turning around? But it's concerning that, somebody has to hire these people.
Right. Well, and that's going to be a theme that our clients and investors are going to continue to see about technology and the impact of technology changing business models, and at the same time, the job market that's out there. So, and Ashley, you tied in some facts in regards to that, though, that there's confidence out there.
Absolutely. The consumer in the United States is very confident. And another show of force, if you will, of that last week was that credit card debt in the United States, according to the Federal Reserve, went over $1 trillion for the first time. What's significant about that is it's the third leg of a stool from people spending, which helps the markets. Mortgage first, buying a home, buying a car, then doing consumer debt. We've had a lot of the first two, but not a lot of the third.
Right.
Now we've got all three. So there's a lot of spending out there. Consumers confident, they have a job, they can pay it. The credit card rate is, the payment rate is very good, so that's a good thing.
So in spite of global uncertainty, we are seeing the U.S. consumer and corporations throughout the United States reporting very good earnings. And so on that, we wish you a very great week. It'll be a short week in the market, as Friday, the market is closed for Good Friday. And please continue to follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. We will keep you updated. And we look forward to talking to you next week as we see how this global uncertainty and your portfolio pan out. Thanks again.